If you think about the whole world, everything is happening all at once. Like literally everything right now is happening all at once. Good and bad things are taking place all at the exact same time. See, in one area of the world, everything's going on. There's so much chaos. But in another area of the world, you will think that you're in a matrix. You think that this thing is glitching. Like, why isn't anything moving? And we all know it's so easy to get lost in the world. Something comes and it makes us do that. Another thing comes and makes us do that. For the sake of this video, I want you to think about events as wins, right? So these certain events are going to come your way, circumstances, scenarios where people are going to propose something to you, right? These are all wins. And it's so easy to get lost in the wind. Like one wind will come and it'll be a strong wind, and then now you are flying all over there like a kite. Then another wind will come push you down, bah! Then another will push you up. And I know you're probably like, what is this one rapping about? But the point is, if you have nothing holding you down, nothing to guide your life, you will always be taken by the wind of life. And if you allow all these things to happen continually, you can't possibly grow as a person. Because how can you grow if you're constantly being walked over? How can you grow if at every single whim, whenever a wind of life comes, you're just like, wow, another one, wow. Like, how can you grow? And in many ways, I think we're similar to trees. You see, trees, they have roots which allow them to firstly get nutrients from the ground, and also they provide stability and a foundation for them to grow up. So a tree can only grow if they have roots. So if a tree doesn't have roots, it may grow, but as soon as there's a strong wind, it's going to get knocked over. The only way a tree can actually grow 30, 40 meters is if it has roots that allow for it to grow that much. For us, our roots are our principles, our guidelines of living, what we allow ourselves to do and not to do. And principles don't need to be these complex things. They can simply be rules that you have for yourself. Like, let's say you don't want people to talk to you in a certain way, so you won't allow that. And you won't allow yourself to talk to people in that certain way because you would then be a hypocrite. You may have the principle that, you know what, regardless of how I'm feeling, I'm going to do what needs to be done, and that will allow you to achieve your goals. Principles don't need to be, okay, so an X squared, whatever, like complicated things. They can just be simple rules that you set for yourself. The thing is, right, you don't even need to come up with your own principles. A lot of these religions, a lot of these philosophies come with principles. Yes, they won't say the 100 principles of Christianity, the 100 principles of Islam. But as you dive into these sections of philosophies, ways of living, it will reveal certain principles. So you don't even need to come up with your own. You can simply adopt the principles of your way of living and live by them. And it will allow you to live an honorable life. The point is, you don't have to go through this rigorous process of adopting your own principles. You can just get principles from like your religion. I would suggest you decide your own principles, because when you decide why you are doing a certain thing, you're more likely to stick to it. So right now, my challenge to you is you should promise yourself that you're going to live a principled life. That from here on, you're going to operate with certain principles. And I'm not saying that you should have all the principles down, like 1,000 of your principles down by tomorrow, but you should just have a direction. The first thing you can start with is living with integrity. And living with integrity is so much more than just doing the right thing when no one's asking. Living with integrity is living true to yourself. It's living true to what you believe in, true to the truth. From what I've seen, if you live with integrity, I don't see how you can have a bad life. Because fair enough, people may mess you up, people may do whatever, but if you always operate with integrity, eventually you're going to get the better end of the stick. And when you do get the better end of the stick, that stick will sustain you for life. That's what I've seen. You don't need to have all your principles by tomorrow. You just need to have a direction. And so long as you go down that direction, you will find what you need to find.